the voice core, that is the executive. You know, you have the president, the vice president, the secretary and the deputy secretary, the PRO, deputy PRO, the treasurer and 8 captain members. You have the general membership meeting. We have also voice clubs. You know, it is all in our structure. In the provinces, the LRR and CRR, we have voice clubs there. Yeah.
Okay, so basically that is how the organization is structured. Madam President, coming back to you, last week we had a radio program and we are looking at child sexual abuse and specifically rape. This is an issue that I believe is very much important. And we had a contributor who texted and said that if you see a lot of rape cases happening in the Gambia, it's because of the way that the girls dress, that is the dress code. Because in fact he went further to say, boy baji, how do we expect a guy to control himself so they know bagi sol jumba out, mungi sol check down, mungi def how do they call it again? Push up, you know, and all those kind of things. And he said that these are factors that attract the people to go and fall onto the young girl. So from your own point of view, would you say that the dress code is the reason why a lot of people are raped, or is there a question mark that is yet to be answered?
Abdullah, there is a question mark that is yet to be answered. Whatever a person wears, in whatever way a person appears, nobody has the right, no one has the right to fall on that particular person, to rape that person, or to sexually abuse that individual. So if you, if Fatoumata dresses in a very bad way, maybe exposes her body, and then you rape Fatoumata, at the end of the day, if you go to the court of law, you will not have anything to justify what you did, because Fatoumata is a child, she is under 18, and then you did something that is unlawful. So, but still, we still have to work on that as young people. I think as children, I'm not even thinking, it is a fact, Abdullah. As children, we need to wear things that are decent
and modest.
Decent and modest. We need to always look beautiful. Look at Zahra; she looks very beautiful with the veil, and you know, even if you do not have to put on the veil.
Yeah, but a problem with the veil is normally if you see people who wear the veil or sometimes the niqab, they call you Black Ninja.
Yeah,
and that is something.
Maybe
Zahra.
But
I don't think you should mind how people call you outside. It's something that you should do, and it's something that is passion.
And also,
Baji, when you're talking about the code of dressing, I think whatever an individual does is all about the mindset, the concept you have. You know, if you have this concept that if I see somebody with, or somebody who dresses half naked, I am going to rape that particular individual. Okay, let's just take our homes as examples, our sisters as examples. Yeah, your sister might dress very decently when going outside. That is because she's going outside. But when they are at home, you know, sometimes they normally wear, you know, short things when they are doing their works at home.
But I don't think, to be very much realistic, a guy would have a sexual feeling towards his sister. Come on, it's blood.
No, wait, we have incest.
yes.
Not a guy having
what is incest?
Well, you know, a father and a daughter, or a mother and a son.
So, in essence, you're saying a sexual activity between two people who are related by blood.
By blood can happen.
We have cases of such. So and I think the bonding between a father and a daughter is a lot stronger than, you know, the bonding between a brother and a sister.
Wow.
Yeah, because we do have those fights, but the dad normally have that understanding. So we have in cases of such. So why can't you just look at people in different ways? If you there are certain times you go outside, you just look at somebody and term that particular individual your sister, even though you guys have no blood relations or anything. The way an individual dresses doesn't mean you have to, you know, you have
the license to
to do any.
But I think the way they dress, the way the girl dress, needs a very big change, because it has been written in the Quran that every woman should dress and cover their bodies.
Their body, yeah.
It doesn't have to expose outside. So I think they should dress modesty.
Yeah, with that, yes, that goes to the part of the young people. But for the perpetrators out there, they need to know that nobody has the right to fall or to rape or to sexual abuse any person because of what the person wears. But for us, the young people, what should we do? We are the agents of change. We are what we have been waiting for, as Obama always says. You know, we are the role models. We are the people that others will be looking up to. Tomorrow we will be, the cream of the society. Tomorrow we will be the TV presenters. We will be the presidents, the vice presidents. And because of that, we need to always take into account of what we wear, what do we put on whenever we are going out. You can put on something that is very decent, and better still, people would still like you. Something very simple, maybe an African dress, a European dress, but let it cover your body. Let it cover the most sensitive parts, because you know temptation also sometimes occurs.
Yeah, I think that is the word temptation, because just like I always say, they can control themselves, and then there are other people who really can't control themselves. But the most important thing is when you are dressing, make sure you dress in such a way that is very much decent. You know, we always have to remember that we are Africans, and we have a very, very strong cultural heritage, and it is very much important that we preserve, you know, some parts of our body so that the people outside won't even see. Now,
but Ablai, before we move on, I want you to, you know, to note this point. Rape is never the fault of the victim. No matter the situation, no matter what happens, rape is just not the fault of the victim.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think that is clear. Now, Sabali, Voice of the Young started way back in 2002, and on the 3rd of October, you are going to be 10 years. What are the plans that you have regarding children, plans that you have for the children of the Gambia?
Yeah, okay, thank you very much, Abdullah. It is kind of unfortunate that we have a team that is solely responsible for the Voice anniversary, but it's unfortunate that we don't have most of their members here. But one thing I'm telling you is we're planning to have a lot of activities. One like the media programs. You know, we have radio programs in maybe 2 or 3 radio stations, a TV program, and we are also planning to have a day-long activity, which is still on the planning. We are trying to get funding for the day program itself. Yeah, and I will allow the person to talk. She's part of the team.
President,
Okay, Abdullah, thank you. Well, actually, I for one, there is one thing that I've always been passionate about, one thing that I've always wanted to achieve as a Voice member before I leave. Of course, I am 16, but you know, if you're 18, you have to go, but still you support Voice of the Young. Abdullah, for the past 5 years, I've always been very much passionate. I've always wanted a Ministry of Children's Affairs. This is something that we've always been working on as Voice of the Young. We've always been advocating, and yes, all the time we've gone to the government, ministries, talking to people, talking to the lawmakers in order to convince them for them to create a Ministry of Children's Affairs, a ministry that is going to be solely responsible for children. Of course, we are under youth and sports, but we think there is a necessity for a ministry, a special ministry for us, the children.
Okay, so you're appealing to...
Yeah, we are appealing to the government of the Gambia, to the lawmakers, everybody that consists of the government, especially the president, to help us and create that ministry for us that would be solely here for us, the children.
Minister of Children's Affairs.
Yes, Ministry of Children's Affairs.
It has been announced in January that we have a Ministry for Children's Affairs.
Okay.
I think what we are, what we will be advocating for is to have personnel in that ministry. Let them identify people who are in that ministry. Let us have that functional ministry for Children's Affairs.
So, Abdullah just mentioned that Voice has been started since way back 2002. We would like to know what are the achievements.
Okay, we have made tremendous achievements. You talk about the very many rape cases, a lot of sexual abuse cases that have been shown on TV. That is one achievement of Voice of the Young. Another one that I'm always proud to say is that Voice has molded a lot of young people to be great people in the Gambia, to be role models. One like Miss Satang Nabane, who is now in South Africa pursuing her master's in law, and she has attended a lot of international forums for Voice of the Young, for Gambian children. You have one like Fatoumata Ndour, who was a TV presenter here and now an engineer. We have one like Miss Aissatou Dabo, who was a TV presenter. She was part of Voice.
I think she just went for studies.
She also went for studies. We have one like Jalimari Jobate, and Mr. Abdullah Baji, who is the TV presenter.
No, actually, I am a product of St. Augustine. So.
So we have a lot of Voice members who have made a lot of success because of how a Voice of Being have molded them to be. So if you look at all these aspiring young people